what is the practice of becoming more aware?
Okay. So you move into, let's say you stand on a particular energetic field and you notice physiological change in the body as a result of making a conscious connection to a different energy field. Then you step back and the feeling goes away. You step into it and it comes back again. Step away, it goes away again. So you say to yourself, this is the feeling of, and it's associated with that. But the feeling itself is not mine unless I choose to give it energy.
So the goal is to get stronger than your environment.
Not stronger, to learn to dance with it, to be in harmony with it. So you're dancing with all information, that your heart is feeling safe enough to dance with all frequencies without taking any of them personally.
Ako ne želiš propustiti ni jednu epizodu LOOD podcasta, zaprati naš YouTube kanal i primaj obavijesti nakon izlaska svakog novog videa.
It's a practice, it takes time and a bit of dedication and perseverance, but it works. I mean, I've taught thousands of people and they're all doing it and they're all very happy. They go through speed bumps now and again because they haven't yet completed their real understanding of what's going on. There's still an element of, the shadow showing up and they freak out when they see that and they ask for help. But basically, people are developing the ability to notice phenomena as a result of consciously stepping into it, understanding what you're stepping into, and not giving energy to the feeling. So instead of saying I am, which is conditioned process, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, we say this is the feeling of. Oh, cool. Take a breath, ask yourself what's next. Do not continue to give energy to an emotion. It's a slow process, as I say, it takes practice, but if you practice, you'll get there. It's inevitable you'll get there.
So basically, one of the changes is the change in the language that we use or our attitude.
Yep. Simple. Never say I am again. But then I can say never, but people are going to do what they do anyway because they don't give a shit. They don't really listen to me. They're listening to their own inner guidance, their own self, their own charge, their own karma.
So I'm not sad, but this is the feeling of sadness.
Yes.
But if I want to say I'm rich, or this is feeling of wealth.
Well, at the moment, it's not about judging one as better than the other. Because we exist, most people exist in a very polarized consciousness. So they have preferences. They like this, they don't like that. They want this, they don't want that. This judgment of good, bad, right, wrong has a major impact upon that person's life. And you go into another story, but if this is what your judgment exists within, these parameters, then your reality is going to show up within those parameters. And you're going to have to decide whether to do this, to do that, go here, go there, want this, want that. So you're in conflict with the self all of the time. If you practice this acceptance through clearing or any other way that you can get it together, then what happens is that polarization gradually reduces. So now you notice a feeling of sadness, but you don't judge it as good or bad. This is sadness. So what? What's next? Because it's a tiny chemical. Are you going to be a victim to chemicals? Or are you going to notice and let go? So you say, well, that was a feeling of sadness. Okay, cool. What's next? That's the feeling of being really happy, really healthy, whatever. Okay, let it go. And as we continue to stop judging, obviously what's going to happen is these are going to come together. Then the mind quietens. Then you start to access more information from the non-local mind, this omniscience, omnipresence, omnipotence thing. Start to get more information. But what shows up for you on your journey is this, not this. And that's one of the hardest things for people to comprehend, because everybody's trying to understand it from here, and you can't. By practice, you can bring this closer and closer together, less and less judgment, quiet the mind, and then you don't have to make a decision about this or that, because what shows up is a reflection of who you're becoming, not who you were. So if you was an angry person, then anger is showing up all of the time and you're having to deal with it. But if you're a peaceful person, if you're a compassionate person, then compassion shows up. Nothing to do, nothing to deal with. No conflict anymore.
Yeah, what I'm thinking about at the moment is I'm always struggling with balance. So you said let it go, for example, or detach. This is my how I heard you. Detach from the chemical or the feeling. Okay, this is sadness. Okay, this is happiness. It's not that I am happy or that I am sad. Detach. Go with the flow. Find peace. Accept, okay? And then the thought that pops into my mind is, are we just going to be like a leaf on the wind, idle somewhere? Or I need those emotions to do something.
Oh gosh, yes. It's a common question.
Ako uživaš u našem sadržaju, podrži nas i postani član YouTube kanala. Članovi mogu gledati live stream epizoda bez oglasa i pristupiti dodatnom sadržaju koji nije dostupan u javnim epizodama. Klikni pridruži se gumb ispod videa ili zaprati link u opisu videa, to jest u prvom komentaru. A sad se vraćamo na epizodu. Is it?
The question that arises because of the polarization of consciousness. If there were no polarization of consciousness, that wouldn't arise. When you are in this place, you recognize that here you were a leaf in the wind, you were being blown by emotions. You were being attracted to this, rejected to that. You were wanting here, wanting there, going here, going there. So you're a victim to the shadow that still exists in the backpack in the psyche, deep buried stuff. What we do with the clearing is gradually every piece of information that you notice consciously that you say, oh, this is the feeling of. So imagine your backpack, your shadow, has got thousands and thousands of pieces of a jigsaw puzzle in it. Every time you say this is a feeling of, you take a piece of the jigsaw puzzle out and you put it on the table. Bring it into conscious awareness. No longer here, now it's conscious. The more you do that, the more picture you build, of course, until your jigsaw is complete, nothing left in here, totally different world unfolds. But it's not something you can understand from here.